Sitting here with Captain Mainwaring. Behind me is the mathematical bridge. How's this going, Ben? Okay, so it is Dad's birthday, so we've decided to spend the day watching cricket at Lord's because Dad's a big fan of cricket. My friend Ben, who was very gracious to, come along with us, he decided to bring some wine with him. And he forgot to get one with the twist top. So now he's trying to figure out, he's using his superior English engineering skills to open this cork top bottle of wine. Let's see.
It's also already a bit in. Maybe I could go for the other
one. There's two ways you can go about it. Is he going to push in or is he going to take it out?
You might be interested in learning more about withdrawal, or what some people call pulling out.
Well, this is going to be an adventure and I'll keep you updated. How's this going, Ben?
May not be going.
Good thing there's cricket on.
Oh,
well. That looks like a success.
oh there.
Oh no.
It's got stuck. Oh no.
Almost. And back to the cricket.
Shit.
Well, we had somewhat success. There's definitely wine coming out of the bottle. Good shot. So this is how you're going to consume this bottle of wine, is by licking it off of your glasses in your hands.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's a new way of drinking wine I've never seen before. And back to the cricket.
Some left in the bottle.
We've now got our first full pour. So despite all the cock-ups,
He got it all in,
you know, in a new jacket, but at least he has a glass of wine. Back to the cricket. We're sitting here with Captain Mainwaring in his office, going over plans for a potential German invasion. Alright, we found it. We found Jonesy's butcher van. The original, which is somehow still exists, but barely moves.
Don't panic, Mr. Mainwaring, don't panic!
You reckon you could drive it?
We're not allowed to let you in.
So basically, we just got a rundown of the construction of Jonesy's van, and it's basically just what they wanted the van to look like for the sake of the storyline of the plot lines that they had with the platoon in the back of the van and stuff. There's absolutely nothing like what a butcher's van would actually look like in the 1930s, in the middle of the Second World War. We are now at an RAF museum to check out some Spitfires. Alright, Dad, so that engine was in a Spitfire, the big one over the top there, but you also had it inside the Centurion tanks that you used to work on in the army in Australia. The exact same engine. It was in that as well.
The difference was that in these things they were fuel injected, and they were carburetors on the tanks.
This one right here is the Sopwith triplane, and the Germans were so impressed with this that they told their engineers to go back. Once they saw it, they're like, we want to recreate this. And that's what ended up with the Fokker triplanes that the Red Baron was famous for flying around in. And this is one of only two that still exist in the whole world. So behind me is the mathematical bridge. The legend has it that Isaac Newton designed it. That is not true, however. He actually died 20 years before it was built. It was actually designed by another gentleman. However, the reason it's significant, it's supposed to be a marvel of physics, basically. Well, they say it was built with no screws and bolts and things, but that's not true. I can see bolts on it right now. But it has a curve to it, even though it's built only out of straight timbers. So it is an example of good mathematics. This seems to be a theme of mine now, so apparently I will go to any bar that has something somewhat famous in it and have a pint. This is the Eagle at Cambridge, and it is where Watson and Crick famously drew the structure for the double helix of DNA.
Life. A DNA strand like me is a blueprint for building a living thing.
On the back of a napkin, I believe it was. This water is blessed.